Nicole is desperately trying to get around these people here. We are entering the Annapolis Sailboat Show. Exhibitors?
Third day.
Third day.
Third day of the same stuff over and over.
It's not super crowded today, which is good. This is the VIP tent. We are forbidden from entering the VIP tent. So the trick is when you enter the sailboat show, there's going to be a huge line at 10 o'clock. Just wait a half an hour and then you'll be able to get right in like we did. Super quick. And plus on a rainy day like this, Saturday, we have lots of room in the aisleways, which is nice. So we should be able to tour the boats quickly. And everything's pretty well organized. They have all the different brands clumped together. Beneteau has a huge presence. Jeanneau has a huge presence. Dufour here. Hallberg Rassy behind us has two boats. They have the 57 and the 40. There's a whole catamaran section, and then of course the tents have many, many vendors.
Oh my goodness. So from West Virginia.
Here we are aboard the Jeanneau 55. Pull-out grill. Storage area for your toys. And it has a unique setup with this rear lounge area. Mid-helm station. Separate entrances into two twin cabins. And with a private head. Which gives guests some significant privacy. This one's a little bit larger. Show you the floor plan. That would be the head, seating area, and then a bed. Another seating area here. And up here looks like kitchen and master cabin. Dual helm stations with control of the head sail, control of the main sheet. And I wanted to see where the main sheet attached. That's not quite apparent, but it looks pretty sturdy. This, I think, reminds me more of a greenhouse than anything else. Okay, so here's where the main sheet attaches. It's not all the way towards the end, but certainly adequate. In mast furling. Really plenty of room up on deck. It's crowded, super crowded up there right now. But very well protected helm stations, very comfortable. All this is hard top, and then this is a retractable soft top.
Okay, how many more summers?
They term this a Monocat, and this is the nav station. This is okay to head downstairs. Wow, very nice kitchen. A rolling seat, and we got spots to put a lean against so you don't lose your balance. It's kind of a nice touch having this come through the kitchen. It's interesting. Here's the master. This does close off. It's all well carpeted. Nice and roomy. My goodness. And then the head is actually at the head. Walk-in shower with a seat. I mean, this thing is very well appointed. I mean, I'm 6'1", and I'm standing straight up, and there's room for 6'7" above my head here. Very nice. The lady that brought me on this boat said that they did a 5-week tour on one of these in the Western Mediterranean along the Balearic Islands, which sounded fantastic. She said it handled well in 30-knot winds. She said that the swell wasn't too bad, maybe 2 meters at its worst, but they felt comfortable the entire time. So we'll come back out. and let some other people explore the Jeanneau 55. So the question I have is, do you buy a Monocat or do you buy a regular old catamaran? What's the difference? I really like the Jeanneau 55, but at this point, I'm not sure. I'm gonna go look at the Lagoon and make a direct comparison. This has a humongous hydraulic swim platform, a massive seating area in back.
You can fold this up and
So massive outdoor seating area under the main canopy. Looking back, you see the retractable swim platform, lounge areas. You're getting a peek there at the internal cabin. We'll take a spin around the outer decks before it starts raining too long. Wide, feels protected. There's these nice grab rails around the edge, which also serve as rain diversion channels. Here you have the fun area, the trampoline area, the lounge area. Heavy rigging. This lagoon does not look underbuilt whatsoever. This thing is really, really beefy. Pretty nice view out the front. And here's a view of the front of the Lagoon 55. The trademark curved windows up front, and now we're getting close to the helm station. Certainly no loss for space on the Lagoon 55. Very pleasant, nice sitting area. And here we'll head back into the main cabin.
These are 90 inches.
Helm station. Another sitting area. And a very well appointed kitchen with there's a Korean countertops and nice sliding glass doors. I mean, this is a Florida condominium on the water.
You can see the salon is much bigger in this one.
Heading downstairs to the starboard side hull. Oh wow. Beds are able to go port to starboard in this hull because it's so massive. You have stairs getting up to your bed. A Techna head, and there's plenty of room to get ready here. Plenty of headroom, massive shower. Doesn't have a seat, but it does have area to lean if need be. But again, you're on a cat, so you're not going to be heeled over. Separate head with shower. So this is the rear stateroom on the starboard hull, and this is every bit of a primary stateroom. Beautiful island bed, again oriented outwards so you can enjoy the view out your side windows. Everything about this is pretty classy and very well done. Grab rails for safety. And this is the port hull, and this is a mirror of the starboard hull. Same setup, island bed, facing outward, and identical but mirror image shower and head setup. Beautiful views out the windows. Full-size floor-to-ceiling refrigerator. This is another berth in the port side hull. It is definitely smaller than the previous stateroom in the starboard side hull, as we do have this pantry sort of area right here, so that takes some of that space. And then this bathroom, again, is very similar to the other side.
Benjamin, over here. Benjamin, get over here, please. No, stop. Benjamin, listen to me. Stop.
Excuse me, Benjamin. And then here's the outdoor kitchen area. Again, you are not lacking for entertaining space here. This is a dream for someone who wants to lounge out in the Mediterranean or Caribbean, anchored offshore. You really can't miss on this Lagoon 55.